All good. Good evening, YouTube. This is the first time I'm starting by saying hello to you. So welcome to the Wednesday Waffle. This is the point of the week when I go over everything that's happened the last 7 days from Wednesday to Wednesday. I stole the Wednesday Waffle idea from my fiancée. She does something similar with her group of friends every Wednesday. They send a voice note saying what they've been talking about. So that's my introduction to YouTube. Good evening all on TikTok and Instagram. As I was just saying to YouTube, this is the point of the week where I round out what I've been up to. I started it. Yes, I must do this for my business. I think it's an awesome idea. Yeah, honestly, it is brilliant. Amy. Yeah, people really like it. It just gives people a real insight as to what's going on in your in the business, in your life, all that sort of thing. So without further ado, last Wednesday I arrived at Blenheim Palace. So on the last Wednesday Waffle, which I had to film from Oxford Services because I was back and forth between the event. We had a very good first day on that Wednesday, and we were going back to Windsor to pick up some of the Metropolitan smocks, which we ended up selling 3 of there, didn't we? Or two and then one online afterwards, yeah. For the person that came and looked at them on the Wednesday. So that was really good. And then, my lord, Thursday, Friday was sort of quietish days. It was a lot of the grooms and things like that, and people competing that were there.
The weather was quite hot on Friday as well.
Yes, the weather was quite hot on Friday as well. So we turned over a couple £100 each day, which was quite good. But then, flipping heck. We had a slight erection problem as well. So, was it Thursday morning that happened?
Wednesday morning.
Wednesday morning it was super windy. And, hey Sam, how you doing? Gus, Hannah, how the devil? Fallon! Mother chuckers. James Hunter, how you all doing over there on TikTok? So Wednesday morning it was pretty windy, and my new 4.5 metre flag, the pole just snapped. So I had to get hold of the company down in South Wales that supplied it and just sort of say, look, I know it's probably just a faulty pole. I've learnt through this, mistakes happen in manufacturing. So I just basically got hold of them, and they express shipped me one up, and it arrived Thursday morning, and the team at Blenheim, bloody brilliant. I literally just addressed it to the horse trials. Must have got delivered to an office somewhere, and they gave it to one of the workers who come and found my stand and delivered it to me. So we managed to get it back up again by Friday morning. Managed to get it back up. So that was brilliant. Yeah. And then the weekend, holy moly pants. I had a load of people coming up to the stand who had said they'd literally come to see us, had been seen that we were going to be launching, and they wanted to come see us. I've met one family who said that they physically only came because they live within an hour. Hey Kathleen, how you doing? And they wanted to come see all the stuff in person, so that was pretty bloody special. Met an old cold streamer. The guy walked in and I said, good day sir, how are you? And he says, I'm Nully Secundus. I was like, are you an old cold streamer by any chance? So those of you that don't know, Nully Secundus, second to none, is the Coldstream Guards regimental motto. I suppose it's like our verbal secret handshake. Not quite secret obviously, but it's it's a good identifier of a fellow Coldstreamer. Conversations with him went in all the business, how it's been going, stuff like that. And I'm actually going to be going to his office Mayfair in the next couple of days, and talking over some things that he's hopefully wants to help me along with. And I think that is, yes, I am leaving the army, but it's something I'm so grateful for. I think there's a brotherhood in all regiments, really, even within interregimental, there is like that brotherhood of soldiers wanting to help out soldiers. Now then, Chloe, I am going to get that camera around to you, I swear down. I've just been absolutely manic, and some tablets I've been given have flipping absolutely knocked me out, but I'll talk about that at the end. That was what I was talking about in my story this morning. But yeah, so that will hopefully lead on to some. Sorry, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's something I'm so thankful for in the army. White Shadow, how the devil. Cheers, Chloe. It's like you're just all part of a club, and we just want to all help each other out. There's a couple of soldier-led founded brands that have been reaching out to me that do all their manufacturing overseas and want to bring manufacturing to the UK. They just don't know how, so I've been helping them. And that you could say that's bloody stupid. I had another British-made brand which is very much a future competitor, and I was messaging them last night telling them about this new brand pay initiative that I've got. It's just all about bloody helping each other out where we can, because at the end of the day there's plenty enough customers in the world for everyone. Everybody needs to eat food, they need to drink water, and they need to go out of the house wearing clothes. Cars are optional. What else is optional? A bike, I suppose. Don't know. You've got to wear clothes, so there's more than enough flipping love to go around, isn't there? So yeah. And then other highlights of the weekend. Dickie Waygood, who, if you're in the horse world, you'll definitely know who he is. He is also an ex-soldier, but he's the head coach for Team GB. He was chef de keep for the Olympic, all three disciplines of equestrian sport going on there, so the dressage, the show jumpers and the eventers. He famously used to compete late Her Majesty's horses. So he is a serious guy. So he came along, and then I think we had a lord on one of the nights come along, like a younger guy. He was wild, wasn't he? I think it was like the Friday evening. I had the bar open late on me stand, gin and tonics, and him and his little entourage just come along. He's like, "Oh my dear boy, this is marvellous." And then sort of start telling him a little bit about it. He was very merry at this point. And he ended up buying two of these, one for each of his two pals that were with him, and then one of the gilets for himself. And then I was getting sent pictures by people of him at the riders' tent, like partying. And then the next day we saw him, was that the Saturday night, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this would have been Friday, yeah. And the Saturday night we saw him in there when we went to the riders' party after cross country day. And he was in there with his little entourage, and at one point he was dancing on the table, wasn't he? And it's like, that is just publicity, isn't it? Brilliant stuff. And I think the Saturday morning, so before that, I'm starting to do my normal thing, going around the bloody houses to get to the story. But in the morning, someone literally walked up and was like, "Oh, isn't that what Lord so-and-so was wearing last night in the bar?" So yeah, really bloody good stuff. The showground could have been set up a bit better, because everyone was very much like funneled. There was an aisle there, but then an aisle that just sort of went that way, and we were like an offshoot up here. And the first couple of days, people just weren't really coming up. So unless somebody had seen me beforehand and then saw me flag from the other aisle, they weren't really coming round. Which was good in a sense, in that the people that were coming were looking for us. and there were so many people coming to look for us. We've grown the social media, and the revenue is sort of doubling every 2 to 3 months what we're managing to take. But it's nice seeing it in person, like people physically coming up to talk to us. It's bloody good. And then the Sunday takedown, we managed to pack up in about 40 minutes flat, didn't we?
It was actually really quick.
Yeah, super quick. Ruth, bless her, was taking all the wallpaper down really nicely, and once I'd finished everything, there's like one last strip left, and I just went just ripped off. She looked at me like I'd just pissed in her chips. Shaking her head.
Did wind me up.
Flipping it. That's the way to go nowadays, social media. Yeah, bloody heck I. And then so Monday was a flipping busy bloody day. Ruth was up and out, straight back to work after being on the go for 7 days flat with me. We both went to the cattery to pick up Tom first thing, and the poor lad was like traumatised. They obviously feed first thing in the morning. The dogs were all going wild, and he was just curled up in the corner, wasn't he, under this little like box thing in his little cat cell. We felt pretty bad, and then like all day he was just like meowing at us and just following us around the house. Bless him. I was then back into work for a little bit. Showed my face, worked out what had been going. Now then, Jack Wood, your stuff got posted off. This Jacko Wood, your stuff got posted off earlier today. It should be with you tomorrow, mate. And then Monday was, there was a lot of orders that came in throughout the week while I was at Blenheim, so it was a big sort of catch up on that. And I'd emailed all of them that had made orders throughout the week and just said, look, I'm at Blenheim Palace. I'm really sorry for the delay, but it'll get posted first thing Monday morning. Caught up on all that. And then you may have seen the post that we put up about brand pay. So basically, it's in my bio. There's a link tree thing underneath. You click that, and in there you'll see brand pay. You download it, sign up, and that. And then the idea is it's that the community post pictures wearing the stuff. And then it's like you get paid, I think it's like 10 pence or 15 pence a like. Jay, the tech guy, is sorting all that out. And I very much started empowering him with, saying to him, look, don't come to me for the decisions. Make the decisions yourself and just tell me what you've been doing. And he was going to be on tonight, but he's got some family issues going on. I said to him, look, don't worry about it. Come on next week and tell people all about that. But and then you build up an amount of money, and then you can get that off products, which I think is pretty bloody brilliant. Rather than sort of, paid advertisement. It's like I might as well just pay you lot in terms of money off for helping advertise for me. And I think. I think people trust what their friends and people that they know. So if there's people putting stuff out and it's looking good on their friends, then they might be encouraged to come along and buy themselves. So yes, it takes away from our margins, which aren't great, but it helps spread the word. So it's rather than just focusing on profits in the short term, it's about growing the business while I'm still in the army. So that was that. I went and saw a chiropractor because my back was absolutely knackered. It started playing up again. Also on Monday.
You're getting old, aren't you?
Yeah. We need Navy Gilets. So the next ones that are coming out is the olive green Sherpas, which were filmed in Bath. Who said that? Sorry. Craig Ray. Now then. So we've got the olive green ones in men's and women's in the Sherpa. They're going to be going out and pre-order very soon. But just keep an eye on Instagram and TikTok for when we announce when that's going to be. But very, very soon. You know, if you pre-order, you'll be in them definitely by the end of October, for definite. And then I got an interesting message from Billy Abrahamian Racing. So they reached out to me. The guy that runs it, Billy Abrahamian, he's an ex-Irish Guardsman, well, an ex-Irish Guards officer, who's set up a racing yard. He's got blue, red, blue on the side of his box, and he saw me, and he's actually his godfather to his son. I feel so bad because barely no one is watching you live. Yeah, there's plenty on Instagram, so don't you worry about that. TikTok is such a weird one. You know, Instagram is very consistent, whereas TikTok, it's like trying to work out what a flipping 4-year-old child is going to want to eat each day. It's just so bloody manic. But anyway, so Billy Abrahamian, he messaged me initially on Monday, and then we had a proper chat on Tuesday. So the idea is going to be that they're going to get discounted clothing, and I'm going to send them each for his staff 2 of the gilets, or rather he's going to source 2 of the gilets for his staff, 1 for best and 1 for around the yard. Still can't believe that giveaway was really... yeah, of course. Don't be a sore loser, Jake. Although, you know, we voted for the only person that was watching the live to get the win the top prize. Well, one of the other prize winners was actually watching it, but with their boyfriend. So she wasn't actually live. So it would have been a toss-up between the both of them. But anyway, by the by, is what it is. So they will get 1 for best, 1 for when they're at races. We're going to get some branding on his horse box, which will be flipping awesome. You know, the Lockwood name going out around the racing scene all throughout the winter, which is bloody exciting. And then I'm gonna Billy himself and his sort of right-hand man, I think it's a woman, his right-hand woman, will be getting both a wax jacket at a discounted rate for representing the brand around up and down the country. The new deal started. Yes, we sort of please tell me you'll be at the British Shooting Show. I've tried to get into the Yorkshire Shooting Show, Danny boy. But when is that? I'll be at the British Shooting Show next year. I'll be at the Game Fair, Ragley Hall, and Scottish next year. And I'll be at the British Shooting Show at the NEC next year. Not this year. I don't know if it's already been or not, but they are some of the big ones that I'm going to be hitting for definite. And then Ruth made me write a note in my diary when I was updating that last night. Shall I read that out or no?
No, that's okay. That's just for you.
You sure you don't want me to read this one out?
That's just for your visual note.
You sure?
Head. Yeah, no, that's okay. That's fine. Nice.
Okay. Yeah. And then that brings us to today. So basically, over the whole last year, growing this, it is clearly from your side looking in. Finally get to swing past then. Oh yeah, I went Feb this year, but though it would be perfect for them waxes. Oh God, yeah, exactly. So that is why we want to hit that. Hey Mandy. Mandy works at the factory in Birmingham, and she is in charge of sampling, design changes, and all the intricacies behind the stitch work, making sure they're so robust, working out weak points in the jackets and where to put extra strengthening. But yeah, so all this year it's been manic, you know. I say to anyone that cares to listen, you know, my head is like a flipping thunderstorm almost every single day, to a point where the last couple of months in the run up to Blenheim, the run up to receiving the orders, processing, replying to all the comments, replying to all the messages, speaking to all the suppliers, speaking to negotiating terms on payments, speaking to factories, driving about. You know, I just have not been able to shut down. And it got to a point where Ruth basically says, look, I need you to like help yourself, and speak to someone. And it's, you know, as a bloke that I've just always been like, well, look, you know, I can do anything I bloody set my mind to, accepting the fact that, you know, I'm flipping not doing great myself, was pretty bloody hard, to be honest. But yeah, and it sort of came to a head a couple of weeks ago when I couldn't find something. I was absolutely exhausted, and turned out the thing I was looking for was literally just tucked under the sofa. And I basically had a bit of an outburst, not at Ruth, at myself, you know, and basically put a hole in the.
You say the cupboard got.
The cupboard got a bit of the raff, and then I drove to camp to try and find this bloody document that was literally just right down there, and I was like, you know what, I've got to do something here. I got quite bad around March time. You know, I was driving down the road next to a lorry, and for a fleeting second, you know, I just thought, just put it under that lorry and all this stops. And then I pulled over and was just like, right, something has got to change here. And that really pushed me towards deciding to leave the military, because doing the military and this at the same time was too much. And then when I released the wax jackets on pre-order, I really realised how much, yeah, you're bloody right, it is, Kath. I really realised how good of a job I'd done. So that's when I signed off, and it sort of then felt much better after that for quite a while. And then just the run up to everything else, I then finally went to go see someone, and they basically have just said, you know, you are just doing too much. You need to get to sleep, because, you know, my average night of sleep is I'll be messaging on the phone, replying to messages, replying to texts, sending emails, blah, 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 blah. All stuff that could just wait till the morning. But I think the way I work, I'm just like, if somebody has taken the time out of their day to message me or comment something, then they deserve a reply. And I just base it at a point where it normally quietens down around midnight, 1 o'clock, but then this is when this, you know, when I get the quiet of the night, this is when this is like, right, I've got an idea, we can do this, we can do that, what's this, look that up, find out where that is, what we're going to do tomorrow, da, da, da. And before I know it, it's like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, sometimes even later, and you know, I'm hearing the birds tweeting, and I'm still not bloody asleep. And I'd sort of do about 2 weeks like that, and then just totally blank out, sleep for like 12 hours straight, and then I'd be back again, and I was just like zzz, boom, zzz, boom, zzz. And so I went, a lot of people have said that to me as well. Done an absolute job, mate. The Metropolitan's unbelievable. First waterproof jacket I've had. Well, yeah, I mean, it's paid off, you know, it is absolutely paid off. We've all been there, mate. Glad you got what you needed. You're a top bloke, not only brand, but also you're absolutely smashing it. Well, cheers, mate. It's certainly paying off. It really is bloody paying off. Now then, Leon, mate, feel like that, put the phone out, it's easy said and done, but just look at what you've created. You're living your dream. Yeah, cheers, Ads, man. For anyone looking, Ads and I know each other from way, way back when. We were the two outcast northerners that moved to down to Suffolk. But yeah, I mean, I'm on the phone to people all day, every day. Ads, mate. But anyway, so they basically said, look, you're just doing too much. You need to compartmentalise stuff. You need to sort things out. And they've given me a course of sort of good strength sleeping pills for 2 weeks to just catch up on sleep debt, basically. Lark's got it all going off, mate. You should be very proud. You and our lass. Yeah, she's a flipping good one, isn't she? And so yes, I'll have 2 weeks of solid rest. I'm going to start trying to, be strict with myself of just stop replying to people after a certain time at night and get into reading more. It's as well, you have Ruth. Yeah, bloody right it is. I say this to her quite a lot, I'd be nothing without you. And, she's a flipping... And that's why I've given her part of the business. Your man definitely pours a good drink. But yeah, so that's my, that's my, just honestly, I suppose, for the night. So yeah, I know sometimes it can look like it's all fucking fun and games, but behind these glasses, sometimes it is a flipping thunderstorm. And, but yeah, we're there now. Blenheim Palace gave me that massive, metaphorical pat on the back of like, you've done a bloody good job here. Because people's reactions, talking to people face to face. Anyone that knows me, like a lot of you clearly do, done an amazing job. Oh, yeah, I've read that one, sorry. But yeah, it's flipping just gone. But yeah, no, that was it. Yeah, seeing people face to face, talking to them. It was like, wow, this is bloody real. People care. People do give a shit about this country. People do give a shit that our flipping sectors have been getting demolished. People do realise quality standards dropping in other places. So yeah, going 100 miles an hour isn't good for your health. No, it is not. But I've realised my new van is rapid, and I nearly was doing 100 miles an hour the other day without realising. Remember when we were going back up to Blenheim, because it's got a turbo in it. How does the breakfast hold up against cat bars such as Kilo or Corinthia Gore-Tex? So that is a very good question. They are guaranteed for 4 years. So by the time you've bought a kit, you buy a Keeler and a Brecken at the same time. By the time you've replaced your Keeler, your Brecken is still under guarantee. It's fully, it's 1,000 denier nylon Cordura with a PU coating and a PU coated 4-ounce lining as well. So imagine like double glazing, but with a rubberized membrane. So very much, it's not a jacket to section attacking. It is a jacket when it is absolutely flipping caking it down. It's a jacket for when you're in OPs for days. It's a jacket for when you're in the harbour area. It's a jacket for when you're in top cover. And that is all British made. Yes, it's a premium price tag, but it is guaranteed for 4 years. The workmanship. And after that, there's a subsidised repair service. So think of the sort of service you get with Dragon Supplies. Although they offer lifetime warranty on their workmanship, for us, you get a subsidised repairs after your 4 year, and each of them are individually numbered. So even if you lose your receipt or your flipping order confirmation, or even the bloody payment on your banking app, you can just ring me up and say, look, the arm's got a flipping this or that or whatever, the stitching's come around this, the pocket on there or whatever. I'll just ask you, what number have you got? And by knowing what number you've got, I will know when it was produced, and then I'll be able to search when it was sold, and then I'll be able to track whether you still qualify for free repairs or you need to pay a subsidised repair service. And that is across the whole range. The factory give me a 2-year warranty, and I am so sure on my design. I've seen how they work in the factory. I've seen the quality of their work. So I have taken it off my own back to double their warranty for free repairs. So does that answer your question, Jordan, mate? And there is the BR100 discount code on the Brecon smocks as well. Now we've moved to the new design, which we haven't actually made any of the new design yet with the poppers. It's still all the buttons. So that's that. I hope that helps. And that is it for tonight. Look for and just honestly, if Leon came up to see us, that does mate. Been looking at his right, be honest, looks like a mega bit of kit. Well, Jordan, mate, honestly, when you get it, you'll feel free to message me on here or nip over to the Instagram page. I've got my notifications turned off on TikTok because I just get loads of random bloody notifications from TikTok themselves trying to make me join the bloody curators club and bloody TikTok shop and blah 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 blah. So I have that turned off. So get on Instagram, find me on Instagram. It's the exact same name, Lockwood, but it's _smocks, not just Lockwood smocks. Jordan, I mean, Craig, he's one of the customers, he'll tell you. But yes. So, just to everyone that's been supporting, thank you. Like, honestly, thank you so much. We are flying, this is on it now. And next week, hopefully I'm going to have Jay on, who's going to join the live on Instagram. And he's going to tell you all about the stuff that's been going on in the background behind the website. And that's that. Have a great night, mate. All right, you man. Yeah, thank you, Danny, mate. Appreciate you, brother. Onwards and upwards, ladies and gentlemen. And like I said, the Sherpa gilets, men's and women's in the olive green, are going to be getting released on pre-order soon. Some changes we've made to the ladies' cut from the first sample run is bigger pockets. And then the men's ones, we're just making them an inch shorter across the whole range because they're just a tad long. Thank you all. Good night. God bless. And as always,
God save the king.
God save the king, she says. Good night, all.
Right, should we head up to bed then?